Hello Taurus, this is Irene from Insight Readings with your insights for the month of 20. I would like to just say thank you so much. Thank you for your gift of subscription. It's free and it's a gift to me when you subscribe. It helps grow our channel. Thank you for your views. Thank you for your comments. I really appreciate that. I love to read them. Thank you for the time for commenting that you take. Thank you. Once again, this is a general reading, so put it in the situation you find yourself in currently. It is just for the month of November. If it doesn't resonate for you, it's not for you. Possibly check your rising sign or your moon sign. This is based on the sun sign. So with that said, I'd like to invite spirit guides, angels, source, higher self and God, please to be present, to give me clarity, wisdom and understanding, to bring the messages for Taurus for 20. Thank you for your discernment. Thank you for your understanding. Amen. Okay, so we'll start off with our first card, which is messages from your animal spirit guides. Oh, peacock. So it says, let yourself stand out and be noticed. Taurus, don't hide your light under a bushel. What a beautiful bright card. So let's see. And there we are. Spirit opened right on the page. So it says it's time to step forward and stop hiding behind any of the arcades, I think it says, that you've developed over the years. Although these personas have been highly adaptive and have helped you along the way, for which you can be grateful, there's more of you to express to the world, and it's ready to emerge. There's a certain safety and comfort in being inconspicuous and always staying in the background. Yet in playing it safe in this way, others don't have the opportunity to get to know who you really are, and you don't get to experience the richness and textures that are possible for participating more fully in life. By remaining in the background, you not only alienate yourself from others, but often end up allowing others to choose for you. Doing so can make you feel like a passive victim of life. Being noticed does have some risks. People criticize or judge you, particularly if they're not used to you asserting yourself in such a way, or you judge yourself, which can be an even harsher sentence. And aren't we so hard on ourselves? These are the most likely risks, but they're actually very minimal. So shed any guilt or shame about coming out with who you are. Wear more colorful clothing, sing, dance, and let others know your thoughts, feelings, and opinions. You can do so with grace, dignity, and enthusiasm, and you might even enjoy it. Sorry. So the associations with peacock is self-confidence, clairvoyance, sensitivity, healing, dignity, laughter, leadership, gracefulness, flamboyance, colorfulness, cheerfulness, radiance, and attractiveness. And for me, that is the personality of Taurus. That sensitivity, that dignity, that leadership, laughter, gracefulness, cheerfulness. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you, Spirit. So let's see what the message is for Taurus for 20. Remember, these are monthly readings. So it's as the energies go through the month. And we start off with our first card. Spirit, thank you for the messages for Taurus for 20, and that one's stuck there. Okay, Mars, you've been carrying a very heavy burden, picking up responsibilities with a lot of passion, picking up responsibilities for others that aren't accountable for their actions. And there's the shadow of it. The shadow. You know, that is the culmination of a cycle, but also a new beginning. So you're at a new beginning because there's the one starting, and you're culminating a cycle where you lived in shadow and had so much responsibilities that were picked up and carried. But the thing about the thing of fire is that fire carries it through with passion, creativity. Fire reaches to the top. Oh, word in there. You see that there's the new beginning. This is beautiful. the new beginning, the ground zero. The butterfly had to dissolve itself in its cocoon that it was wrapped in its shadow world, to become this beautiful butterfly with time. There's the hands of the clock. With time, like the chicken cracks the egg, it's open. There's a surrender to life and to this new abundance. And yes, the porcelain dog is somebody that's loyal and protective at your heel. But here's this lightness of rising up and over the challenges that you've had, these mountains covered with snow, as light as a feather, rising up and just going over them as if they weren't even a problem, after being so burdened by all the responsibilities, chores, activities. And yes, you are tenacious, strong, enduring sign, Taurus, and you probably did pick up more than your fair share of responsibilities. So your celebration of something new that is going to be happening here. It could be a new job, it could be a new relationship, it could be a new home. It's just new, enthusiastic excitement with celebration. You could have graduated, because the Three of Cups is emotional happiness, laughter. There's the bright flags of celebration with family, friends. It's more than one person. Celebrating the shadow side of you. Those dragonflies are in shadow. And Spirit's message is the Five of Moths. So you've been in something that has been extremely competitive. And Spirit is saying that maybe you need to be competitive as well. Because the Five of Moths, you can see it's the shadow side. It's not the actual moth itself. And you need to make a choice here. In this deck, although it's the Five of Wands, there are two wands here. You need to make a choice. There's a crossroads. And there's something that is competitive, something that's argumentative. It could be banter. It could be whatever it is. It's a five. So it's challenging. Because there's a lot of excitement here. But it's almost like passive-aggressive energy that actually doesn't get anywhere, because five doesn't get the four. There's an imbalance. The two moths against the three. So what is hidden with this situation, Spirit? What is hidden? What are you not aware of? Four of Dragonflies, that you've actually taken a pause. You don't even know it, but you've taken a pause, whether it be in a relationship, in a partnership, with somebody else. The Four of Dragonflies is where you actually feel slightly disillusioned or disappointed emotionally about something, and you take a break to think about it. So you're not even aware of it, that you might be resting and thinking about it, meditating, because somehow there's a sense of you're bored with what there was, you're disillusioned, you're disappointed. That cup is empty. Here's your cup standing full, upright. What is the challenge, Spirit? It could be a relationship, or it could be, it's another major arcana, another five, and it is your card, the Taurus card, the High Priest. And this card is about relationships, about marriage, about religion, about stability in a material sense. It could be the keys to some material thing, maybe a new home. It deals with tradition and something that's gone on for a long time. We have this crown here of the High Priest and the keys to wisdom, but on earth. So the feeling that I get with this, with the red coming through here, there's some sort of stability or creative passion coming through this here with the keys here. And the key is always representative of some discovery, something that you discover, but in a tangible sense. It could be dealing with finances as well, because this could be somebody in authority for sure. a CEO, a financial manager, somebody like that, that could be challenging as well, or knowing how to work with finances. Or it could be you challenging yourself to, like it says here, to stand out and be noticed. If it is a relationship and you feel you aren't being, maybe this is you making the change in a steadfast Taurus way, solid, earthy, grounded, not all chaotic, with the choices that you're making. If it is a work situation, the same thing. It could be the same thing, asking for something that you deserve if you dissatisfied possibly, and it's a choice, and dealing with something that is competitive, and the outcomes for it, justice, beautiful. It could be a relationship, or it could be karmic justice, or it could be something to do with a legal situation, because we have the justice card that can deal with any of those energies. It is the card of Libra. So something that we had the new moon in Leo. So something that started with the new moon in Leo, because of the fire energy here in the past. Libra is the period of, I think it is December, mid to the middle of October. But look up the Libra. Yeah. Sorry, let me just pause this and get the right day. You see, when we doubt ourselves, it is Libra middle. In that period, there's some outcome that happens here, which is very significant, a significant change. Either you get the contract, either you get something that is fair and just, because justice is about the book is open, you have the knowledge, there's the owl, the wisdom, you have the wisdom now, that book is open. There's fair justice in some form of contract. You've cut out what you no longer need in your life. There's this balance. The scales are empty here, because you've had enough. You want to start afresh, anew. You have all these two keys, and this deck is very different, the pictures, to the normal tarot. You have 2 cups here, 2 there. So there's change, and I do feel that it'll probably fix itself and come through in that late in the middle of the. Oh, and we have Mars energy. It's in Aries until November, but it goes retrograde the 9th of November to the 27th. So there's change coming about here within something, but it's something new, something that is solid and strong, and there's karmic justice in it, a contract, a legal separation or a legal union. It could be a marriage as well, that a wedding takes place here as well. Because this is the marriage card, that is something new. There's celebrations, but there's some type of conflict, and possibly with Corona and everything that's happening, you can't settle down because you don't know when to do it, and there's a disappointment that comes about with it. But the wedding happens. Here's the marriage. The wedding happens. There is celebration. It works out well at the end of the day. And possibly the difficulty is with what is going on in 20. That there's all these regulations and authority figures to deal with, and bureaucracies, and we won't go into all of that. It is what it is. I think everybody will be so glad to see the end of it, with what it has dished out for us. So congratulations on the wedding, on the graduation, on the settlement, on the possible purchase of a property. That's all possibilities in this reading. Or on the new position. And this is lovely. This is the Tree Angel Oracle deck. You've got card number 4, and this the cherry tree. And here we can see her absolutely indulging in the cherries. So I'm going to read that to you. It can be a bit long, so just bear with me. Normally it has quite a significant and profound meaning and adds wisdom or enlightenment to your reading. Okay, so the cherry tree is of the moon. Okay, so the moon is emotions. With its white flowers, dark bark, and deep red fruit, cherry shows its colors of the great goddess to whom it is dedicated. This card was originally reserved for the giant redwood from California, the colossal guardian that helps the monumental elemental forces of earth and water to remain in balance, such as at the fault line where the tectonic plate of the Rocky Mountains and the foothills slide against that of the Pacific Ocean. But the cherry, tiny in comparison, comes to us with an equally awesome task, and one that is more relevant to us humans because it's, tangible. For some 100 years, the ethos was drummed into our ancestors that they were either irredeemable sinners, the Catholic version, or were only worthy if they worked hard for something, that's the evangelical version, or if they turned their back on pleasure, which was the Puritanism. This had the effect of completely undermining self-confidence, a trait that has been since passed down through the generations, but which must be healed if we want to be able to love our neighbors and ourselves as ourselves. Trees are also our neighbors. If we despise ourselves, we are incapable of really loving. It's that simple. So we must practice loving ourselves unconditionally. Get rid of the fear of being judged or condemned. You don't need to prove anything, do anything, or be the best at anything. Your soul has always been perfect, and it is the birthright of every being to be happy just with being. You didn't manage to get something done today, or you made a mistake. And then it says, great, it's part of life. Try again tomorrow, but today praise yourself. Be honest, you deserve it. Speaking of rewards, the cherry highlights the sensual and warm bath, eroticism, good food, a walk, visiting a close friend, a great movie, or just relaxing on a comfortable sofa. And you can choose the order in which you do all this. Be good to yourself. Treat yourself to something. This is how to enjoy the cherry. So if we don't have the cherry, if we don't treasure that in our life, if we withdraw our affection from ourselves, we remain tense and humorless and eventually become embittered and hard. After a while, fear takes over, fear of rejection, recrimination and punishment. And where there's fear, love cannot enter. So how pertinent is that to this? Through all this difficulty and conflict and disappointment, there's celebration and karmic justice that comes through. And it says here, the oracle, it says, do not judge yourself. By your achievements, you have nothing to prove. You are already lovable. So love yourself, spoil yourself. Draw the nectar from the chalice to your lips. Bliss is the birthright of all creation. So how lovely is that? You do it. You go for it. You be the peacock. You indulge in the cherries, the sweet nectar of life. Live life. Disregard all the other nonsense. There's something beautiful coming through. It will work. It does work. It always does. There's always karmic justice. Thank you, Taurus. Please let me know how this works out for you. It is so interesting. Thank you.